I'm back, and I grew a beard to signify the passage of time. And I'm also trying out something new. I'm gonna be doing maybe a video the whole time instead of just my disembodied voice. So, when I do the cutaway gags or jokes, it'll be me here instead of just a blank logo of whatever character I'm talking about. I don't know. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. And if you remember my ending to the last video covering Crisis on Infinite Earths, well, then you'll know that I was going to cover a Black Panther comic where Black Panther fights the KKK. But I figured that with the holidays coming up and my return, I may as well make something a little more, not as dark or depressing as that. So I was looking through my Christmas-themed comics, and I found, Ant-Man's Big Christmas, which I have had for a while, and I've never read it, and then I read it because I was going to make this video about it, and it's fucking insane. Then I remembered that I have a Christmas book that I really like, and it's made by Darwyn Cooke. And it's kind of a sequel to his Valentine's Day issue of Spider-Man's Tangled Web, which I covered this past February. But before we get into this episode, here's some plugs for my comic, Destructo Boy. Destructo Boy issue 1 of 5 is on sale now. Set in the far-flung future on a giant space station called Zephyrus. Issue number 1 follows Destructo Boy as he goes head-to-head against the evil Alpha Cardinal, member of a long-lost cult who seeks total domination of the station. Find out what exciting sci-fi strangeness happens. On sale now at etsy.com/shop/BlakeTWild. Every purchase includes a free head sketch of any character of your choosing. Destructo Boy issue 2 is on sale now. Picking up immediately after issue 1, Destructo Boy continues his crusade against the criminally evil Alpha Cardinal and his plot to take over Zephyrus Colonial Space Station. Will Destructo Boy be able to defeat the dastardly evildoer? Find out now at etsy.com/shop/BlakeTWild. Every purchase includes a free head sketch of any character of your choosing. Destructo Boy issue 3 is now on sale. Set several years later, Destructo Boy is now the greatest superhero on all of Zephyrus Space Station. A superstar superhero beloved by all, except for one lone, evil scientist who creates the gargantuan Googleplex to dethrone Destructo Boy from his rightful place at the top. How will Destructo Boy fare against this new titanic rival as his own body begins to fall apart? Find out now at etsy.com/shop/BlakeTWild. Every purchase includes a free head sketch of any character of your choosing. Released in 2003, written by the inimitable Darwyn Cooke, with art by Darwyn Cooke, and colors by Matt Hollingsworth. This is Spider-Man's Tangled Web number 21. 'Twas the Fight Before Christmas.
They say it was the worst Christmas storm the great city had ever seen. And it was during this storm that a captain of industry charged a young man with the task of purchasing a wondrous crystal unicorn for his beloved wife. The young man set out. In truth, he was relieved to leave the party behind him. The comforts of the season had thus far eluded him. His wife was far away, and he missed her terribly. It was about this time that a school mistress named Miss Kiko realized that she and the last train to Maplewood were short several of her young charges. Our young man happened across these orphans of the storm, and being a virtuous type, he knew what he must do.
This year, Santa's coming home to me.
So he scooped them up and took them to the party he had just left. As for his shopping, the young man decided it was time to call upon the services of a jolly figure trimmed in red.
Well, ho friggin' ho, it took 2 months to convince Mary Jane to come home for the holidays, and her plane is forced to land in Philly because of a dang storm. And I'm out here freezing my humbug off. At the Daily Bugle, Jonah Jameson is trying to speak to his wife over the phone, but the screams and shouts of children are too loud, so he shouts at them to shut the hell up, and all of them except for one little girl run away crying. Then the phone lines go out. Peter arrives and the kids all race up to him in excitement and knock him over, revealing he brought them Spider-Man action figures. Not very good ones, because they seem to be missing the Spider-Man chest logo. Match cut to Johnny Blaze burning his Christmas gift from Ben Grimm, the Thing. They get ready for a tussle before Sue yells at them. Then she, Crystal of the Inhumans and former wife to Quicksilver, and Janet Van Dyne, aka the Wasp, add Rogue and She-Hulk, and those are all the characters of Marvel that I've had crushes on. Go speak to Reed about finding Medusa, Queen of the Inhumans, who has apparently gone missing. Reed says that he's almost finished with a device that will track her chemical structure, and Janet suggests they go last-minute shopping. So the ladies head out into the night. They head over into the city to the world's largest store, Macy's. As they fly overhead, 2 figures, one with the head of a snowman, enter the shopping center to find Spider-Man, who will be making a special Xmas Eve appearance. And inside, Flash Thompson, Spider-Man's biggest fan, gets in character. Back at the Bugle, Miss Kay and Robbie listen to the radio report that all airports, bus stations, and major roads have been closed due to the snowstorm. He tells her to relax and come out to the Christmas party, which is interrupted by Jonah yelling at Peter.
Using my money to buy those brats Spider-Man toys? Is my blood pressure some kind of sick joke to you? I've got half a mind to not give you a gift. I'm sorry, Parker. It's not your fault you're stupid. And you did get my wife's gift.
To which Peter realizes he did not. Back at the Macy's Mall, Crystal looks at little crystal ornaments with Jan, who suggests she get casual wear for Black Bolt instead.
Franklin wants the FF Action playset, but I don't know.
Why? Because it made your butt look as big as She-Hulk's?
Jan, don't be silly. I just don't know if it's healthy for him to play with his family. Besides, that butt is huge. Who sculpted that thing? I work out and do cardio and spin lessons.
Sue looks over her children's list to Santa, who is a real entity in the Marvel Universe, let me point that out. He's an Omega-level mutant, so why isn't he doing this? And down in Toyland, an annoyed Santa makes way for Spider-Man, who has pupils, which is a great method for Darwyn Cooke to, one, show the viewer who is Flash and who is the actual Spider-Man, and it's a cute reference to Amazing Fantasy 15, where Spider-Man had pupils for one panel for some reason. The minuscule villain makes his way over and uses some sort of puppeteering powers to mind control Flash into robbing the registers, and a security guard to take him into the back offices. Then he sends off his snowman-headed woman and makes his way to the nearest microphone.
Attention Christmas shoppers. Listen up, you greedy pigs. Santa Claus here, and I'm sick of watching you year after year wasting your money on plastic junk. This year, you'll give your money to me. And if any of you need encouragement to dig deep, I give you Medusa.
Panic breaks out on the mall floor as our trio of beautiful heroes come around the corner. Wasp goes after Spider-Man, and Sue and Crystal go after Medusa. Sue radios in to Reed that Medusa is robbing Macy's with Spider-Man, and Jan just starts lighting Spider-Man up with her Wasp stings. Aw, look, little Vivisector. And a dead girl makeup kit. That's cute. Sue and Crystal fight Medusa as Wasp denigrates fake Spider-Man as she just kicks his ass. Then she distracts Medusa and allows Sue to capture her inside of a bubble. Then Spider-Man shows up with a chainsaw. Meanwhile, back at the Bugle, JJ, bored out of his mind, tells the kids about how he saved New York with his Spider Slayer robots and fought Spider-Man. Then Jill Blythe comes over and tells him that the police band is going crazy about some big robbery at Macy's involving Spider-Man and Medusa. And JJ's like,
There is a Santa! Come on, kids! It's time I made Bugle reporters out of you!
So JJ and Jill take the kids out into the streets and towards Macy's. Meanwhile, Spidey has finally gotten to Macy's where he spots the Fantastic Car on top of the mall and heads inside. He gets into one of the many elevators of the many floors, and the elevator makes a stop at Hardware, House and Home, and Toys level, where utter insanity is taking place. A chainsaw flies into the wall, followed by Spider-Man. Medusa flails the trio around like rag dolls, and back at the Baxter building, Reed leads Thing and Johnny to the mall. In the city, JJ hires a sleigh to take the group to Macy's. Peter picks up Flash and carries him into a nearby empty store and quickly changes into his suit and enters the fray. Medusa starts tossing bowling balls at him, which causes a great chain reaction that ends with one of the giant gift boxes hanging from the ceiling crashing down on her. But it's made out of something that won't kill her, and she's knocked out. Well, that's that. Whatever that was.
Not so fast, Buttercup. You think you're pretty tough, huh?
Hey, handsome. Maybe if you're lucky, Santa will give you some rocks in your stocking to match the ones in your head. Oh, did I say that out loud? Oh, jeez.
Reed and the others inspect Medusa as JJ shows up with the kids and Jill. Meanwhile, Santa comes running out of the back office with a sack full of cash, but is plummeted into by Spider-Man. Johnny runs over and rips off the fake beard to discover the Puppet Master. Reed discovers clay puppets on the ground, and that Puppet Master, aka the father of Alicia Masters, Ben Grimm's love interest, and, future wife, I think. I'm pretty sure they're married. Used to control them. Why it worked on Flash Thompson? I don't really know. I guess it's because he doesn't know who Spider-Man is. I'm not really too familiar with how Puppet Master works to begin with, but I guess because it's Spider-Man and he sees Spider-Man, then that's just who it is. I don't know. Anyway, Grimm demands to know why Puppet Master did all of this, and he says,
Christmas makes me sick. What with all the fake happiness, false joy, my own daughter turned me away. And when I saw Medusa, I knew what I had to do.
Then Jonah tells the kids that Spider-Man ruined Christmas, and they all start to cry.
It came to pass that even the worst enemies could come together for the side of the young. As for those Inhuman gals, they decided on a chainsaw for Black Bolt. Even the Thing shed his customary cynicism and convinced Alicia to comfort her wayward father. An angel of mercy descended, bringing fresh hope to the afflicted. The king and the queen of the great city retired to their castle, as the queen had a ham to glaze. And the young at heart made quite merry, and before long, the air was rich with children's laughter. At long last, the young man had secured the crystal unicorn for the captain of industry. Just one was unconsolable, but as they arrived at Jonah's, Peter saw his promised gift, and he was filled with joy. The sly old dog had somehow delivered his beloved to him. And so, from the gang to you, happy holidays.
And peace on earth, true believers.
The end. I hope you enjoyed this episode of What Is. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. I really love this issue. I love this one and Darwyn Cooke's Valentine's Day issue starring Spider-Man. I said it in that video, and I'll say it again here. I wish that there were more stories like this about big-name superheroes. Small stories that don't really have any consequences. Stories that add life to these 2D universes. It's Spider-Man. He's not gonna get canceled. He's not gonna not sell anything. A Spider-Man comic is gonna sell no matter what. And you don't have to have him fighting some... Who is this mysterious villain from the past of Spider-Man who's come back that I've created? Or is it a new man I've created? Ooh, it's a world-ending threat that Spider-Man has to go against. Or ooh, what did Spider-Man do that everybody hates him for besides existing? Just... go back to something like this, at least every now and then. That's why I really enjoyed episodic comics, is because it was stuff like this. Like, you know, there would be story arcs, but then every now and then, you'd have a breather in the stories. There'd be an issue where, oh, Spider-Man fucking does his laundry, I don't know, something along those lines. And it just, it adds, like I said, it adds life to a sea of just constant barrage of world-ending threats and annoying villains. Which is why, when I made Destructo Boy, I made it not decompressed or written for the trade. I wrote these as compressed storytelling. Each issue has a beginning, a middle, and an end, even if it's part one of a two-parter, which the first 4 issues are individually. You can read each of these issues and get a satisfying story out of them. And they're all filled with just zany sci-fi ideas, as much as I could cram in here, that will leave you full but yearn for more. The first 3 issues are currently out, as you can see here, if there's not too much of a glare. The Era of Alpha Cardinal, Part 1 and 2, and the Eclipse of Googleplex, Issue 3, Part 1 of that storyline. The final 2 issues are coming out soon, so get your hands on these while you can. Each issue comes with a free head sketch of any character of your choosing. So if you buy issue 1 and you say, I want Sue Storm, I want Hellboy, Sideshow Bob, anything, I'll draw it and I'll include it in here and I'll ship it out to you with one of these little buttons. Or a couple of them, I don't know. This depends on how much I put in here. You get a little Destructo Boy button included, alongside a sketch by myself. An original sketch for you. If you buy all 3 of these, guess what? You're getting 3 sketches and probably 3 buttons. So check that out at etsy.com/shop/BlakeTWild. Make sure you capitalize the B, T, and W. I wish I should learn like a card trick, like whoosh, like flip them out or something. That's all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed this quick little video, and I'll see you next time. Happy holidays, stay safe. I hope you get cool gifts if you get gifts. Otherwise, just, I don't know, go watch Hawkeye again. That's what I'm doing. Bye.
Listen up, you greedy pigs. Santa Claus here.
Using my money to buy those brats Spider-Man toys? Is my blood pressure some kind of sick joke to you? There is a Santa. Come on, kids.
This year, you'll give your money to me. And if any of you need encouragement to dig deep, I give you Medusa.
See, that's what you don't get on my older videos, is me doing weird voices.